the price of gold approaching $5,000 an ounce, there are more and more fake items coming through. So right here, we have some items that someone brought in, and they had found this, a jewelry box they had at home. And they were real excited, and when they first put it on the counter, I thought they may really have some good money. But it turns out all of these items, they're actually fake. So I can tell by looking more closely at these, it's fading where the clasp is. So I can see the base metal. So I knew immediately that this piece was not real. This one right here, it doesn't have a proper clasp. It doesn't connect together. So that was a red flag for me that this piece may not be authentic. Sure enough, when I tested it on this acid block, it disappears when I put the acid onto the rub. Right here, I've got a pocket watch, and it looks gold. I can understand why someone would think it's gold, but old pocket watches like this, if they're gold in color, they should always have a stamp on the inside or somewhere on it that says 10K or 14K or 18K. Having a pocket watch that does not have a stamp on it doesn't make sense. It's like an auto manufacturer making a car but not putting their brand on it. A ring doesn't always have to have a stamp on it. There are reasons that a ring might not have a stamp on it. For example, if this were a custom-made piece, maybe someone cast this at home. Also, people size rings. Time goes on, the size of their fingers change, and you may need to have this size increased. So what happens is the stamp can stretch out. It sort of stretches out the stamp disappears. So you have to take additional steps, especially on rings, to make sure that they're authentic or not. Here I have a 999 silver bar. It's not authentic. So silver has a unique sound to it. And what I noticed about this one is, as I was testing it, the weight was just slightly off. Close to an ounce, but it's not precise. That doesn't make sense. These authentic silver bars should weigh precisely 1 troy ounce. Also, this one doesn't have the right sound to it. You can hear it sounds dull. Now we took it a step further, and we can actually file into a piece like this. And sure enough, if you do just a small file, it has a copper color underneath. That tells me that there's a copper base metal, and they've covered it. They've basically plated it with a silver or silver-like material to make it look like silver, but it's not solid. Here we have Morgan silver dollars. If you were just to see this, you might think that, these look authentic, but they're not. They look good just laying on the table, but again, the weight is off on these. Silver has a unique density, just like, gold or other, metals. And silver dollars should weigh precisely the correct amount. Listen to the sound of this silver. Now this is real silver in my hand, and it has a unique sound to it. You can hear the real one. Here's the fake bar. It has a more dull sound to it. So here's a fake Morgan. This is gonna have a different sound to it. Here is a real Morgan silver dollar. So one more time. Here's the fake one, and here's the real one. So here's what you need to know about the magnet and ferrous versus non-ferrous material. This is a rare earth magnet. There are other materials that will not pick up with a magnet. So for example, a copper penny will not pick up. Just because it doesn't pick up with a magnet doesn't necessarily mean it's real. This is just the first step to eliminate a piece. So for example, you can see that these do pick up. So these are not authentic. Silver should not pick up. If the piece does not pick up with a magnet, for example this one, I'll have to take additional steps, maybe use the touchstone to test it further. What you need to be aware of is with the price of gold approaching $5,000 an ounce, there are more and more fake items coming through. We're seeing these more often, and it's intentional. You can have an authentic gold ring, and it can really be different colors. So for example, these are all 14 karat rings, and what you will notice is the color can be slightly different. The reason is 14 karat is an alloy. It's basically 58.5% gold, and it's mixed with something else. It might be copper, it might be platinum, it might be nickel. You may have heard of rose gold or Black Hills gold. It's all just gold mixed with different content. Okay, so here I have two different rings. One is 14 karat and the other is not. Now, just to look at them quickly, both of these look somewhat authentic, but I'm gonna test them here with the touchstone. Let's see, this ring, I'm gonna rub it onto the touchstone and it leaves just a little mark. The ring is fine, but I'm going to put this 14 karat acid onto the stone. And what you'll notice is the rub remains. It's still there. That tells me this ring is good. It's authentic. Now, we'll go to the next one. So I'm gonna put the acid onto the block here. We'll see what happens. And sure enough, it disappears immediately. Now, I can test it further. I can use 10 karat acid. Now, with the 10 karat acid, you have to be a little more patient and give it some time, maybe about 30 seconds. But what you'll see is the 10 karat acid will also dissolve the line. And I can tell that this ring is not authentic. So of course, it's important to know that what you have in your jewelry case at home or your jewelry box, what's real and what's not. Let's take a look at some items that are real so we can get an idea of what they can be worth if they're authentic. So right here we have a 14 karat women's ring. How much do you think this one would be worth based on today's current market? This one would be worth $280. Now here we have a men's ring. A men's, looks like a wedding band. How much do you think this one would be worth based on today's market? So currently this one would be worth about $700. This is a men's class ring. A lot of people have an old class ring that they don't wear anymore. Maybe they inherited it. Well, based on today's market, this 14K men's class ring would be worth about $2,300. And here we have a women's 14K bangle bracelet. What do you think this one would be worth? So based on today's market, this one bangle bracelet would be worth about $4,500 at current prices. So how many did you get correct? Drop a comment below and tell me, how close were you? Did anyone get them exactly right? I want to hear about it. So do you have a piece that you're not sure about that you want us to take a look at for you? Just send us a text. You can either call or text a photo to us at the number below, and we will take a look. And if we can tell from a photo, we'll tell you if it's worth bringing in, and we might even be able to give you an approximate guess of what the value might be. So I'm Justin Kennedy here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm at 2831 North Broadway.